Hi Collective, welcome to my channel, Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So this is going to be just a collective reading for whoever finds it, but of course you do set my platform. I've been creating it for all the chosen ones, light workers, earth angels, 144,000 beautiful souls here helping with the upliftment to humanity, right? So very beautiful. Whatever you find this, know that we are definitely, the shift has already began into this Christ consciousness. All of us as star seeds, light workers, earth angels have been activated. So very much like this shift has started. So you've probably been realizing a lot of changes happening within your life depending on what part of the journey that you're currently in. Because there's many different levels to ascension. There's many different things that you have to do to prepare yourself, for that energy. Because it's like we first shift into the 4D, right? Coming out of 3D. The 4D is where it's preparing you for the 5D. So it's where you're starting to feel a lot lighter. You're starting to feel more at peace and that inner harmony, but you still got things that are pulling you back down. The triggers, right? Whether it's people in your environment, certain situations, experiences. And it's also really important for you to get clarity on everything, for you to know whatever triggers you may have inside. So if there's any things that are unfinished, unsettled, things that you're needing to release and let go of are going to be coming up at this time. So if you have any type of wounds, inner child healing, any of those things, they're going to be coming up at this time. Or they might have already, for you to be able to release and let go of them. You'll know when these things happen, and sometimes it's like just a test, right? Just to see if it's something you've overcame. Like you may have a situation get brought to your attention of like something that may have been traumatic for you, like as a child. And it's just to kind of see if you're, do you have an emotional attachment to that? Or is it you're able to look at it as that, okay, that was a lesson that I learned, or, you gained some sort of enlightenment from that experience that you've learned that you can use that towards your life, right? Because things happen for us to be able to help others, right? Because remember, we're chosen ones, right? So we are coming to clearing out a lot of this karmic debt here within the world, and it's not always about our karma, right? We can be clearing out things within our bloodlines or just things that are around us, right? So we're able to shift that energy. We're able to, what are you doing? You need to get back up there. Sorry. So we're able to transmute that energy, but you have to remember that you're able to release it and let it go. So if it's something that's coming about at this time, it could very much be because it's something that you're needing to process, you're needing to let go of. Because if you're still holding on to it, it's weighing you down, okay? And so whatever it is, whether it's just you need to express emotions on it by acknowledging it and letting it go, okay, maybe talking about it to somebody or writing it down, releasing it, or maybe you have some like hiding it with like say it's something that was hurtful, but instead you got angry at the situation and you put that away. No. Shh. It's not playtime, it's bedtime, baby. Lay down. So if you like put it away when you were angry, then you didn't really heal from it yet. So it's going to come out again for you to then feel it, and you may have to use some emotions, crying or just feeling it, and letting it out so it can be fully released. Because a lot of things get suppressed with anger, right? So, there could be, those things coming up, depending on how much stuff that you may have that needs fixing. Maddie, we're not playing with toys. Lay it down. No. It's too noisy and you need to lay down. Put them to bed. Thank you. So yeah, they're, everybody's timeline can be a little bit different depending on how much inner healings, wounds, things like that, that you have, right? And, it depends on dedication too. Like, I went through multiple transformations at once. Like, you don't have to do just process of one thing at a time. You can literally do multiple transformations at once in different situations, areas of your life, different things. But it's really important that you have to stay in this energy of like love and light, right? So you have to be mindful of the energy you surround yourself, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, right? What you're saying. Like, you have to really try to, watch your words and your language, not using low vibrational words, not using curse words and things like that because of the strong, heavy energy tone that's associated with them. Things like that. So the faster that you can soften your words and stuff, you could be overcoming that a lot quicker. Be mindful of like what you hear. Are you constantly staying in situations where you're hearing low vibrational talking and gossiping? And, when people are talking constantly low vibration and they're talking in very negative ways, it could be like hypnotizing in a way. It can pull you down that much, and you're starting to deplete your energy when you're around those energies too. So it's lowering your elevation down, so it's going to make it harder to ascend to that 5D too. So, and then what you're watching, if you're watching a lot of violence and things like that, it brings you down. It does. So, like with me, like I can't tell you how long the whole process is, but all I know is that I ascended dramatically in like a couple weeks time. That's when I was going through multiple transformations, but I really had to self-isolate. Like, I literally stopped watching TV. I was changing how I was eating, getting rid of all the processed foods and all of the chemicals. I was being mindful of what I was saying, so like I just decided to go within and do all these things at the same time. Right? So I was learning how to create boundaries, how to walk away from situations that I felt were pulling on me. So, it really depends on how much dedication and how much work that you want to put into these things. I do feel that some people, they might not be able to do all of it. And I don't really know entirely how it's all going to work, because how it's like, this is going to happen like magnetically. And since we're chosen ones, I don't know if it's meant for us to fully ascend to this 5D and get to this light body, right? And then as we start to awaken more and more souls, that maybe if they just start to see the elevation process, we're going to be able to help, because it's going to be so many people that are coming together that it's going to help collectively anchor everybody up. And since they just explained that to me, that's probably how it's going to happen because it's not something I think, that's something channel it through me. So, all right, so that's how it's going to happen, right? So I'm getting then that it's more challenging for us chosen ones to get there first, but because of our dedication, because we know that we've got these life missions and paths, that we're going to be able to do that. So collectively, we're the ones that have to set the example. So it's very important for us to use that self-discipline and things like that, because we're setting the path. So yeah, collectively, as everybody starts to come together and everything, it's going to be easier. It's not going to be as hard, but it's still a choice. Like, you still have to choose that you want to be in this love and light energy, right? That you do want to come up, that you can acknowledge, everything from the past happened for you along your journey, not to you. So you're not holding on to it like in a negative manner. You're learning to release and let go. Because even when people do things that are deliberately against you to hurt you, it's because they were in fact broken and they needed love and light and healing. So when you look at it from that type of perspective, it can kind of help you release, let go, forgive, right? And you know that you're also doing it for yourself, for your own self evolution and growth. All right. Okay, so I guess that's how they wanted me to start the reading off for the chosen ones, because now that we are definitely going on during this great awakening, that is definitely what's happening. A lot of my readings are talking a lot about this Christ consciousness, because, guys, I was just so excited when I finally shifted over. Like, it was just so beautiful, and I haven't went out for a while. I've kind of isolated at home, but I went out today, and just walking around, it was so nice. I just felt so much more, like, calm and at peace, when before I was feeling a lot of anxiousness, anxiety, frustration. And, I've always felt that way, being an empath. going out, but it was just different. Like I felt more protected today, and I even like took off like almost all my crystals today. Like I only had one on me, and that's not like me. Like normally I'm wearing like a whole bunch because I'm very sensitive to the energies that are around me. And the only thing that I noticed is that when I was out, I got to where I felt homesick and I was starting to feel sad, but that's also because I'm going through major life changes right now, letting go of toxic people and situations. So I was starting to feel a little sad, and I was like, I'd love to be near all my crystals right now and listening to some music and elevate myself. But it didn't have to do with the environment. So anyways, yeah, then I went home and I was fine. So anyways, it's definitely very beautiful. Yeah, so any of my videos you feel guided to, you guys can definitely take a look at them, as they're all timeless. I have definitely too gotten the downloads that, yeah, my channel has definitely been like shadow banned in a way where it hasn't been done against me by like YouTube, but it's been done due to spell work. People not wanting my channel to grow, things like that. And also I was kind of in an ego thing, so it worked. It allowed the spell work to do that because, you know, I was really wanting to my channel to grow very fast, and a lot of, not for like clout or things like that. It's just I wanted to see that I was reaching out, helping more individuals and souls, and that more people were getting into the readings. But it was still, I guess, a little bit of an ego, because it was like I needed to have like outsider validation that I was very much, in fact, that I knew what I was doing, right? And since I've been teaching myself and studying and learning and doing all of that, like it was kind of like I wanted the validation. But see, that's part of an ego problem. You don't look for outsider validation. They wanted me to know that I was ready, you know, that I've done enough training, that I have enough confidence in my spiritual practice and all of that. So it's like a source, a divine, like they allowed that to happen. And I've also been told that it was because they wanted me to be kind of hidden that way. They'd already seen that I'd had enough spiritual warfare going on just within my family and friends that didn't believe in me and against me, that they were kind of hiding me and shielding me from a lot of others, right? So that's why they told me, and I always got the confirmation, like, yes, just keep going, just keep building your channel, just keep building it, right? And all of your readings are timeless, just keep going. Like I kept getting the encouragement. I just seen 1, 2, 3, 4 very beautiful angel number. So, but I just kept getting the encouragement, like, keep going, keep studying. And then I was also told that, you know, it was my way to kind of play around and be me and try different techniques and different things without feeling as though they wanted me to embrace my uniqueness and find my different skill sets and different things that I could play around and do, because knowing that my channel didn't just take off, right? Because sometimes when it takes off and like that and you're not ready, you kind of, then you feel more pressured, right? You're like, okay, well, now that I've got a fan base and everything, I need to focus on, you know, this type of readings and things like that. And it's kind of like how it was for me too. Like at first, like I started going off what I was seeing, right? That collectively, to reach out to everybody, they collectively do the zodiac reads, right? To kind of pull in all those energies. So I first started to do those, right? But as I started to get into it, those were so intense for me. Like I could only get through I got to where I could only get through 2 signs, and I'd literally have to go lay down in my bed for 30 minutes just to get all of my energy back. And I put all the protection in place even, and you know, asked for all of that, but they were so draining on me because of my sensitive energy, right? And I realized I can't pull all that energy in. And I'm not really sure why I can't, because I see so many beautiful readers that can just pull in all that energy. They are on point, run through all of them. Like, I admire them. They are amazing. And it just, I don't know why I can't do that. But for whatever reason, I was told that, no, that this was to train you and teach you, but now you need to step it up. Now you need to start preparing for the chosen ones. You need to start doing, because we do have our different, you know, that's why you got to work with spirit and source. They're going to guide you down your certain path. Like now I'm getting training and different skill sets that I didn't even know that I had. So, and it's more beautiful. And now I'm even more excited and empowered to go down and explore these new gifts, and it could very much like change a lot of how I do my channel now. So I'm like actually very appreciative, because now I know that like if my channel would have took off, right, I kind of would have felt obligated because of all my subscribers, right, that were used to me doing like zodiac reads and all of that. I would have been stuck doing those, and I would have been draining myself, and it in fact would have took me away from what I'm learning and training to do now. So even though sometimes these things happen, like that's why you really have to go with the flow. You really can't just sometimes I won't say this real. I'm trying to explain how I feel, and sometimes I struggle a little bit with it. All right, so like with my story is that I'm so glad that I didn't give up, you know, because I didn't see it as a block. You know, sometimes we do that. We tell ourselves that, oh, nobody's telling me I'm doing a good job. Nobody, you know, I'm not getting the views. Like, I'm just going to stick it on the platform. But you can relate this to any area of your life. Like, say you're writing a book, right? And you've read a couple of your pages to somebody, or you've let somebody read the book and they don't like you can't do that. You have to go off of what you feel, right? Like, it's like I really felt like I was all alone. I just seen 16 on the clock. Like I didn't have anybody tell me that I was doing a good job. Like even like my friends and my family, like they wouldn't watch my videos or any of my channel, and I didn't feel like I had any support. And it was just like, I didn't let that bother me. I knew what I wanted to do, so I kept learning and training. And then I learned to go with spirit, my angels and ancestors and all of that. And, you know, I just started listening to them. And even though part of me was like, oh my gosh, well, so there were some videos where I'd be like, yeah, literally like no views, maybe one or two. And I was like, well, maybe the source didn't want that one to go out because maybe I got some misguidance or whatever. So then I started to be like, okay, well, it's just me training. It's building me up. You know, like they didn't initially tell me. I didn't hear in the beginning that keep working, keep building. We're keeping your channel hidden for your process because you were building you up 17. Like they didn't even tell me that till like maybe 6 months ago. Maybe. Yeah, so you know, like, and I'd already been working like a year and a half. So even if you're not getting like you're not getting the guidance that it's happening, like you just have to really trust in yourself, and that's what these things are about. So I hope that helped you guys, whatever it may be. If you're going after something that you desire, something that you want to create, it's never a fail. It's never. If it's not working out for you, it's because you're training, or it could be leading you up to something even better. Or maybe you're learning a part of it and then you're going to integrate it with something else. Like that's very much what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to turn my tarot and my oracle into another type of skill set that I'm going to be using, that I'm training at this time. So I'm so excited. So now I see that was like phase one, you know, and I had no idea at the time. So you could very much you could get this inspiration, or you could get this guidance or this download or whatever on how to make something truly amazing. Make some sort of flip on it, right? Or change or altercation. So like maybe you guys are creating something and you haven't released it yet, and then all of a sudden you just sit and you spend some time, you know, connecting with your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors. Go outside, get under a tree, you know, get some tree wisdom, and maybe you'll get an idea of something you can add to it or alter it, and then all of a sudden that could just take off, and you just might be so excited that you waited to launch this project, you know, and stuff like that. So you know, things are always meant to work out, and that's what's so beautiful with this energy when you are pursuing your passions and your dreams, because the dreams are made to manifest. They truly are, but you have to let go of that criticism and the self-doubt and the ego and what people are projecting on you too, because sometimes that gets in your head and you don't even realize it, or you feel as though you're not getting supported enough because really you're looking for ego then, right? See, there's like many different ways to ego. Like guys, like I was really hung up in my ego because there was 3 different phases that I had to break, and I didn't even realize that. it's like at first I really got into like the materialism, and for me it wasn't like I wanted it to show. I mean, maybe it was, but it was like, I'll go with when I started my channel. Like when I first started my channel, like I felt like I needed to have a setup. I needed to have me look professional. I needed to have these things to make me feel as though it was going to be professional. But then I was realizing that then I was putting it where I wanted it all on camera, right? And I wanted to have a beautiful background and everybody be able to see it. So then I was like, whoa, I'm getting into the material. I'm getting into the ego part, because it's not about how things look. Some of the best readings ever is just the person with no background whatsoever, and you just see them, right? You see their authentic self. So I was like, all right, so I need to get, away from making how the background looks and all of that. It's not about the visuals. It's about the message. It's about, so yeah, I was into the material and how things look. And sometimes, people get into that. They think that they need to have a high-tech camera or, a microphone or things like that. And you don't know. You're pushing your fulfillment or your success further back when you feel those things. Because then when, in fact, you get them and they don't work out, because that's not going to advance you. It's the dedication and what you feel. So then when you see that, it's because those things that you got, thinking that that's going to do it for you, it's not going to, in fact, do that. It's the dedication, unless maybe for some people it'll work out, because maybe they get so much more inspiration and excitement having new equipment that they're putting that inspiration in with the new equipment, but that it was really just their inspiration all along that really kind of got them going in it. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So yeah, I had to break down that barrier of the materialism. Like, look now, like I'm giving a lot of these messages of inspiration and guidance that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not even using any of my divination tools. And these are getting me so empowered and excited to want to keep pursuing this, just like I felt in the beginning. But and I'm not even using anything. So you see what I mean? Like, because I'm trying to change up a lot of things. I know that I definitely want to help inspire a lot of your other chosen ones, light workers, earth angels, to really step into your path. And I want to show you from my downfalls, and my experiences. And I know that those are going to help, because I know that along my journey, I've ran across a lot of amazing influencers and beautiful souls. And sometimes they don't even realize the guidance that they give, because it could just be them giving a tarot reading, right? And then something happens within that reading where maybe they get a phone call or something, and the way that they handle the situation, and stuff, it just leaves me like, wow, I really like that. The way they handled the situation or something, and then it inspires me. Like just little things. Like, I don't know why I had that experience. Or why I chose to give that one. It was just, okay, let me use a different one. So like my daughter, I've got a 4-year-old, and I feel bad when I'm away working a lot and I want to spend more time with her. So like, I'm not ever going to be like, oh, I'm working, I can't be there for you, 23. So there'd be times like whenever she'd need me or whatever, I just interrupt my video. And, a lot of them would get corrupted if I would pause them too many times, and I would just delete them, no big deal. And then I was watching a reader once where her daughter ran out the camera and stuff, and she was helping her and be a mom and just let the camera go. And I felt so inspired by that. And I was like, that is so beautiful. See, I love that she just stopped whatever she was doing. And people that don't like that, whatever, because you should know that, your children are they're the most important thing, right? So, like, I felt so inspired by that. So it's like, yeah, so whenever my daughter comes out on camera or whatever, like, she is going to be my full attention. Like, the camera can wait. People can wait, And maybe that's where I was getting with the phone. Like, one reader I was listening to, like, she was waiting for an important phone call, and she was just like, oh, I'm so sorry, got on the phone and forgot to, like, pause the video. And it just kept going for a couple minutes when she had went out and took the call. And I just sat there and I waited, and stuff, and she came back and like she's so apologetic, like, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't pause the video or whatever. And she'd finished the reading or whatever, and I'm sure like she might have like been like, oh well, I probably lost readers or had people click off, and she might have felt down about herself, but really she has no idea how much that inspired me, just seeing that little thing. So you never know what little thing that you do may be inspirational to somebody else. And picking up those things, or I've had a lot of readers that call it personal situations where they feel that there's something about their child or their life because it's going along with the reading. And that alone, it could come at me at a time that I really needed it and stuff. So I wanted to share that. Definitely be more authentic, be yourself. Stop worrying so much about making your videos and your readings fit the norm. When you have those people that criticize you and say things like, well, that was unprofessional or that was whatever, you just need to take that as like, you did good because you irritated somebody. So if you irritated somebody the wrong way, they were jealous of how graceful and beautiful you handled something, or you did something that upset somebody, right? So it's really the opposite. If they feel as though they got to give you attention on us because they were jealous, they're envious of it or whatever. So light, irritates somebody, demons or whatever. So yeah, definitely. Well, I don't even know where I was going with all of this. So the inspiration, I guess a lot of it too is because I was sitting here tonight and I was like, what do I want to do? Because I've been talking a lot about the twin flame journey because it's union's definitely here. These karmic situations are definitely closing out because it's definitely time for these twins. They're either coming together or they're not. These twins that didn't awaken, they got like stripped from their power, kind of karma closed the cycle. I think I'm explaining that wrong. Some of them, it's like contracts got rewrote because they were under judgment, and if they didn't awaken and they didn't start to pursue their growth, learn their lessons, ascend, come up to the vibration of the feminine, a lot of them, they just can't, the contracts are closed. Some of them had done such wrong things too that they had to serve karma for. So basically a lot of divine feminines get a choice now on whether they want to finish out that contract, get another contract. So there's a lot of feminines that don't want to pursue things. They feel as though it took too long, it was too hurtful, whatever it may be. And some of those feminines, get new contracts. So then that would void some contracts with these twins. So anyways, I was focusing a lot on the twin flames because I had a very challenging, corrupted, I was calling it, twin flame. Like, I really got so frustrated with mine that I gave it to God. I really did, because there was just so much, and like I had to go to God to for so much guidance and assistance. And you always should go to God to find source, spirit, but it was like I went so much and I got the clarity and everything, and I've been working a lot with the forgiveness and all of that, but it was just so heavy. Like, there's not many times that I have to go to God to find source, to ask to take heartbreak away and pain, and I did. And what is so beautiful is in one night that a DNA activation upgrade happened. It's still a little hurtful to think about it, obviously, but the pain, the heart, the pain that I felt in my heart, the pain that made me feel like I didn't want to go on and be a light worker anymore, like that type of pain, that was taken away. Like, I just woke up. So I can definitely tell that they were working on healing my heart. So you can very much do that too, but see, what I'm saying is that it was just so much that I was thinking, I just don't want to keep pursuing this. These journeys can be very, very challenging. And I felt to tell you to always remember this too. If you have to pray your way out of a situation, then you probably shouldn't go back to that situation, right? And I did. I have to go. And I prayed for just peace. And I was like, I just need peace. I need things to be okay. This is so challenging because I was with my twin for such a long time. Or it wasn't really that long. It felt like forever because he was just so blocked off. And so just so much in his ego, and couldn't see that I was spiritually advancing, couldn't come together. I knew that we had a mission to serve together. We had missed it. We'd missed our mark, like, because it took like 7 years just to get together. And it's like, I didn't want to wait anymore. I was so excited when we got together, and I tried so hard to awaken him to serve the mission with me, and I couldn't. And then it was causing pain, and then I was feeling betrayal and all of this, and it was bringing me down and just stopping me from, it was just so hard, so challenging. So I get it, guys. Anyway, I really got hung up in trying to help the twins for a long time because I was feeling all of the pain. And like, I even did a reading this morning for feminines, an inspirational reading, kind of explaining a little bit about what happened. So I'm still going to do those readings, but I'm not going to get into doing like the tarot and the twin flame readings anymore, because I don't want to get into that. I don't want to look at love readings anymore, because I'm just going to focus on loving me and helping the chosen ones, like Workers, Star Seeds, get into their power to inspire, awaken, help spread love and light to this world. So I'm just going to be working on all of that. And yeah, so anyway, this turned into being an inspirational one. I'm at 30 minutes now, so I guess I have to stop this one and leave it here. So yeah, and Star Seeds, of course, we have so much help. My star family too, and my soul family definitely have been helping me too. So I want to call in Galactic Girl, my star family, and get some starseed messages. So I will do that reading next. So if you guys feel guided to it, definitely, you'll probably find it below on my channel after you watch this one. So love and light to you all. Definitely remember to, just try to flip whenever you're starting to feel down and sad. Think about what you're grateful and thankful for, right? And elevate yourself up. That's what it's about, right? All right, guys, love and light to you all. Bye.